Good afternoon or good evening, whatever time it is for you today, and welcome back to Scion 2nd Edition Actual Play. Our chronicle is The Coming Storm. We, of course, want to thank Onyx Path for allowing us to broadcast on our channel, and we want to thank the Beloved Nerds for also, it's not really a sponsorship, but that's sort of what we're doing. We're sponsoring ourselves. This is us. We're presenting it. What are we? I don't know. We're a theater troupe. Something like that. I'm not sure. So, anyway, this is, I believe, episode 6, and we're going to kind of go right into it because I believe last time we left off with somewhat of a cliffhanger as our heroes entered the Bifrost and went away on a rainbow adventure to somewhere. So, really quickly, introductions. I am the ST. I'm Ian. My pronouns are he, him. We'll go very quickly. Logan. Logan's on mute.
Haha, my name's Logan, pronouns he, him, and I just recently chipped my tooth, so that's really fun. Doesn't break immersion at all, though. Nothing cool right now.
That is an out of character injury condition. Okay, Megan.
He absorbed so much fire that his tooth broke. Hi, I'm Megan. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Lane Carnahan, whose pronouns are also they, them. And you can find me on the Onyx Path channel as well as the Beloved Nerds channel. And on Instagram and all that good stuff at Starweaver or Arch Starweaver, depending on stuff. Yep, that's all.
All right. Ty.
So my name is Ty. You can find me on socials at Hey Tyler Gray. I play Kaz. Both of our pronouns are they, them.
All right. Ace.
Hey everybody, my name is Ace. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Nemesis Rex. You can find me on Instagram at Ulrich_Wolfgar for miniatures, drawings, all kinds of weird stuff. You can also find me on the Beloved Nerds with our Call of Cthulhu game. And you can find me in your sweetest dreams or under your bed.
CJ.
Why not both?
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, hi. I'm CJ. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Ro Botany, whose pronouns are also they, them. In order for ease of access, if you want to go to my Twitter, which is CJ Starry, I have a schedule posted, and you'll find all of the places that I am present. But I definitely want to thank the Beloved Nerds and Onyx Path, and look forward to seeing you around. Thanks
they need that schedule because they play games 8 days a week.
Yeah, it's
They're a monster.
I cannot tell you the number of times that, despite having in my calendar the exact time we're starting, I go, guys, when are we starting? Because I'm so afraid that I will mix up a showtime or sleep through it, because it is very morning for me. It's very morning, friends. But here I am, and I'm very excited to play.
That's right.
That's all
CJ.
the energy you're getting this episode because Ro does not have any.
Yeah, CJ at this point is playing games in the multiverse, I think, so that they can do 9 days a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that might actually be true. No, it is true because I definitely play a game while one is airing.
So
That's a clever joke.
Help.
we'll go ahead and hit the ground running here. Last time we left off, our band of Scions had defeated a giant robot, which was pretty fucking cool, if you ask me. And also negotiated with the Forge god Hephaestus to possibly come into a little bit of an alliance with them. But then the volcano was going to blow up, so they utilized something that had been given to them, just a bit of the Bifrost, to escape. And so we left off there when the Rainbow Bridge had collected them up, and we will resume where the Rainbow Bridge drops them off.
Which is?
Which is? Good question. So you come down from the Rainbow Bridge, hitting the ground somewhat gently for the speed you seem to be coming through. And you find yourself pretty much right back where you started. You can see a little bit off into the distance the bed and breakfast where you had been talking to Balder and also talking to Athena. Strangely, for what appears to be early evening, the lights are off. But otherwise, from here, you can't tell if anything is unusual. And the area around you is a little scorched from the descendants of the Bifrost, but otherwise things seem fairly normal and quiet. It's a normal, quiet evening.
Shouldn't this place of hospitality and greeting have lights on?
One would think. We should.
Maybe you just went to bed early. I mean, no one's here, right?
Kaz is already
Balder
going
doesn't
up
seem
to
like
the
he
house.
gotta sleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I could use some sleep.
Yeah, Lane will follow behind Kaz.
Kaz will be the first to notice then that the door is laying on the ground off its hinges. The window that looks into the sort of mead hall is completely shattered. And
Great.
as you go in, it's dark in there, but it is an absolute mess.
Just what I wanted after defeating fucking robot hell thing. Awesome.
Alright. Everyone be on
Um,
your guard just in case whatever's coming here is still here.
To
Yeah. Lane?
definitely like start going in and looking around.
Yeah, I want to go towards
a little
where
carelessly.
where the library is, just to see if like the door is open or anything.
Okay. I will say that the first issue you have is the lights are off. So really you would just if you try to turn the lights on, which are behind, essentially they're behind the bar back, they will come back on. So I'll assume you turn the lights on.
I was just thinking at this point, because we've been through so much crazy shit, and I know that I can interface with things, I think Lane would just like kind of absentmindedly, when they're walking around and realize they can't see, they just sort of like blink for a second and like connect to the lights and turn them on.
Okay. Actually, can you give, if that's the first thing you're doing, can you give me a roll for that?
Sure, yeah. Oops. Ah! Oh my gosh, my computer
Because I
is
think
being
that there
stupid.
is something specific you will notice if you do that.
Let's see. If you... So it doesn't... It doesn't really require a roll normally, but,
I
guess that doesn't really matter, but...
I just want you to do it because there's something that I think you could pick up on by doing this.
Ooh,
If you're
okay.
if you're interfacing with the electronics here.
Ooh, okay. I'll go ahead and do the tech. I'll do tech intellect. So that's
Okay.
usually what I use for wireless interfacing. Which tech is...
Makes sense because you're trying to basically you're using your phone or whatever to log into the lights.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Okay. That's an exploding one. Ooh, oh my god. Okay, so... 1, 3, 4, 5. So 6 total successes.
Okay. 6 total successes. Yeah, you're able to turn the lights on. Easy as nothing. That wasn't the big deal. What you do feel, and it's almost more like a feeling than anything else. It's almost like the room has a digital footprint. and almost like there's an electricity doesn't usually leave a residue, but in this case there's kind of a weird electronic residue in the room.
Interesting.
I would
Is it
describe
centered?
No, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Is it like centered on anything specific or just in general?
No, it's a bit more all over the room, as if, you know, when you have a storm and there's lightning and there's that sort of ozone-y smell.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but it's not quite like that because it's not an ozone-y smell. There has no scent to it. It's just like
It's lingering.
it's like lingering, almost like lingering static.
Oh yeah, like how sometimes when there's a lightning storm, you'll feel the kind of electricity in the air. Like there's a little bit of a charge you can feel. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really weird to describe because it's not quite a charge either. It's like I said, it's almost like the room now has like a digital footprint.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, Lane will do that, and then they'll just say, there's something more going on here. There's I've never seen something quite like this in a place before, but there's like a digital sort of energy residue that's just like hanging out in this place. I think, I don't know, judging by what has been going on with these fucking weirdos who somehow are able to text me, I kind of feel like they're responsible for whatever happened here.
Are you able to link this feeling with texts? With the energy from the texts?
That's a good question.
I don't really know how your thing works.
I did. Oh, totally, yeah. I did at one point. I think I was trying to trace the phone number at one point. I think towards the end, because I got that text that was "see you soon," and then a picture or an emoji of a volcano. So if I could attempt to do any tracing on that that number.
Oh, okay. So if you want to do that, that would sort of be you stopping what you're doing and you want to start working on that?
Yeah, because I turned the lights on, I got that vibe, and then the only other thing was just checking to see if the door to the library was unopened. But somebody else can do that if they want. Because I am curious to know if I can figure out more information and if there's a connection between this energy and whatever the fuck is going on.
Yeah, we could say that you are probably very distracted by this interesting signature. So you're kind of in your phone right now. But so that the lights are on, I can describe to everybody because the room's not that big. The door to the library is on the floor.
Okay,
so the
that's
library
great.
is wide open. The bar top appears to be in two pieces. Like I said, the front door is off its hinges on the porch. The window next to the front door has been smashed open. If you were to look around the room, there's evidence of what could look like to be automatic weapons fire and some unusual scorch marks. There is also one table. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, you can continue.
I was just say that the various tables are kind of broken. One of them is kind of flipped over on its side.
Can I reach out to Loki and ask if he would know if Baldur's dead?
Yeah, you could ask him.
Hey, Brain Goblin, is your Is your bro dead, or is all of this just a welcoming gift?
I feel like I'd know that because I'm supposed to kill him.
Is it like you specifically killing him that causes Ragnarok, or is it just his death in general?
I think it's a list.
Cool. So not dead?
I don't think so.
So like, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
That's a mess. Maybe one of your friends should pick up a broom or something.
Okay, yeah. They're not my friends, but also we should probably, we have a bigger fish to fry here, like finding out who this is, because apparently I am helping save the world now. Really still unsure about all this.
That's delightful. I wish I didn't
You're
have
the
to
one who
go.
popped into my head.
Question.
Yes.
Is Kaz speaking out loud or just in her head?
In my head.
That would have been real good.
Right. I am sure that maybe like down the line, once like talking to Loki becomes kind of more like often,
Normalized?
they're gonna start saying things out loud to Loki and not realizing they're saying it out loud. But on that note, Kaz will start searching the whole place.
During
Okay.
simultaneous to all the things that have been happening, I think Ro would have pulled out their gun and started looking around.
Sorry, I left for a second. Like, Ro would have, pulled out their gun and started shooting.
No, just fucking done. I'm just done.
What's going on over here?
One.
I just had to do some target practice on the alcohol bottles in the back of the bar.
Absolutely.
I investigate using gun.
Look,
It's
I'm
already
really
a
good at
mess.
casting.
Nobody's gonna care.
Yeah, I'm really good at casting gun. It's my best spell.
Beautiful. Powerful. Gets the job done. Oh, God.
Ro, who has altering abilities, is just like, no, I think I'll pull my gun out because that's who they are as a person.
This is like what
It's beautiful.
the franchise that should not be named would have ended a lot quicker if they just cast gun.
Just
Honestly.
cast gun. It's fine.
Oh, shit. A bullet? That's terrifying. These people just have these things? Yeah. Fucking muggles, you're crazy. Oh,
Wow.
fuck turfs.
So-
though.
Sorry to derail there.
So, no,
No, valid.
pulling a gun.
This
Pulling
is
a
all
gun
in
right now.
character. We're all just talking about.
Pulling a gun is not completely irrational because they're. What if there is
Yeah.
somebody still here?
I pull daggers.
So I guess,
Between them. Yeah. Bye, Rookie.
Kaz, what in particular do you want to investigate?
CJ, where is Ro starting?
Probably by the library, or potentially I don't think they'd go straight in the library. They're gonna look around the library with the intent of probably going in the library if they feel that that's the right place to go.
Yeah.
They would be
Kaz will
definitely
probably
attracted
just-
there.
Right. Kaz will just check the rooms.
Yeah. Nemesis will also check rooms, beginning with the kitchen.
Make sure the kitchen's okay.
Yes.
Well, spoilers, the kitchen is fine. And the room.
I should double check the fridge.
Yeah, if you very well. Yeah. So you're double checking the fridge.
Take out a beer.
The rooms themselves are also undisturbed. Whatever happened seems to be localized to this sort of main gathering hall area
In the library.
and the library.
Anyone want to come into the library with me while I go look? Because the door's off.
Yeah. Nemesis will go.
Lane just like has walked in, they did the thing, they mentioned that, and then they just like sat down at the table like amongst the sort of chaos and just they're like sitting there like just going at their phone. And Ro asks the question or anybody talks and they just kind of like glance up for a second and then just go back to it.
Sure, I'm sure they're doing something important. Shall we?
Yeah.
And Lane, if you want to build me a dice pool for that check, go ahead while we're doing some other things. That would be cool.
I already know what I want to do, so just let me know when you want.
Is Jericho going to the basement as well? Or the library?
That's tough. Yeah, I think they're just kind of really quiet and lost in themselves at the moment. Just like feeling all the fire that they just absorbed and all the emotion, and just like, okay, fuck, I am shutting down right now. So they're just kind of like a little quiet, and it's the bullets and everything that are here are just like, whoa, okay, what the fuck's going on? So they're just following wherever people go. Probably mostly following Kaz, if anything, since Jericho's like, they take charge. I like this.
I was gonna say, Kaz will like see kind of the dazed look after like doing like the rounds and clearing like the rooms, and as they come back down and kind of like past the library, like they look over to Lane, they look at Jericho, and they're just like, you should probably stay out here. I don't think we should leave anybody alone. And again, not really sure how all of this is working out for you, but you just look a little dazed. And if there's something down there, I don't really want your life on my hands. So
Lane will actually like,
unless you can just like spontaneously combust, that'd be pretty sick. But like,
Kaz has got a point. If Lane's got their nose in that thing doing whatever important thing it is they're doing, they're gonna need someone to watch their back.
yeah, Lane just like looks up for a moment or doesn't even fully look up. They just kind of under their breath but loud enough to hear just say, don't split the party.
Well, are you coming then?
oh no, Kaz was telling Jericho to stay behind with Lane.
Yeah, but Lane just said don't split the party, so Rose said to Lane, are you coming then?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Lane will like get up, still looking at their phone, and just kind of like, they'll probably slightly trip on something as they're walking, and they'll just kind of like head up for a moment, and then just like figure out a clear path for them to walk, and then just start walking, like following after Ro while still like using their phone.
Points at Jericho and Lane. You two, buddy system. Let's go.
Ooh.
Just starts walking with the gun.
Dazedly, just kind of like follows,
This is definitely how you hold the gun.
not really paying attention
Lane's-
to what's in front of them at the moment.
Lane's on their phone and they just put a hand on Jericho's shoulder. So that they can be led.
It's your guide, Fireboy.
So I will ask.
It'll be my firelight.
Sort of determine the order of when things are happening. Who's leading going down to the library?
Bro, this time.
Rome. Okay.
Oh, do you want me to make my
Nemesis.
check? Oh,
Yeah, you
Nemesis
can
is
make
going
that
to
check.
the library.
All right, everybody's going to the library. That's seems like
yeah,
that's-
we're all going.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Ro, and then Nemesis followed, and then Kaz was gonna go, but didn't want to leave Lane alone. So then they followed. So Kaz, because they're paying attention, will be at the back of the group.
That's smart. Sandwich the space cases.
Okay.
Ooh, fucking 9 successes. I rolled like, my first roll was, it was like 3 10s, and then like 2 8s, and then my fucking 10 tens exploded very well.
Okay.
Good.
Damn, yeah. That's a good roll.
For 9 successes,
Lane knows technology, my man.
from 9 successes, you actually find that the text that you got came from 8 million different individual phone numbers.
Oh, great. It came from inside the building.
The call is coming from inside the house.
It came from everywhere but came from everywhere but the building.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. So, Lane, as they're looking through, and as we're all walking, I assume we're probably walking like in relative silence as we're just trying to be cautious. And Lane will just be looking at their phone, and they'll be like, "Oh," it's just like normal volume, and just sort of looks up from their phone. Okay, so, oh, and then they'll lower their voice and just say, "So, I'm pretty sure, you know how there were those people who like disappeared into pills or whatever. I have a feeling that there's gotta be some like weird technology, like entity or something doing things, because the fact that there's a digital aura, like, it's like casting detect magic, but like detect technology, and it's like there is an aura that's there."
You're such a nerd.
Hey, okay, listen. I talk in terms that I understand. But, so I felt that, and then the text that I received about "see you soon" with the emoji of Vesuvius, that came from an entirely insane amount of phone numbers. That text. There is something big going on here, and the fact that they had messed with Talos, and the fact that the message said something about Vesuvius or hinted at Vesuvius, there's obviously some technology thing happening with whatever kind of divine fuckery is happening right now.
That is actually really important information. Let's clear the building. Might give context to what we find.
As much as I hate to say it, I think that perhaps it would be wise if we didn't have much contact with technology.
I'm fine with that.
Just as a note.
Puts the gun back up, starts pressing forward again.
And Lane will put their phone away.
Okay. Since Ro is going first,
what do you want from me? That sounded really aggressive. What I meant was, what kind of role should I be building right now?
No, there's no role.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Why do I sound like that?
You get a very strange feeling that you didn't get when you first went in the library, which was like, the feeling can only be described as this was a place where it went wrong.
No.
Like there was a point in fate that messed up here. But that's about as well as it can be described at the moment.
Yeah, there's a moment. Rose like, something was seriously wrong here. When I say seriously wrong, I don't mean, the standard seriously wrong. I mean the hands of fate seriously wrong. Something wasn't meant to happen and it did.
I appreciate being recruited into this gig, but it It'd be nice to be able to take a break.
Oh, I'd love a nap. Let's make sure there's no one gonna kill us, and then I guess we could have just that, maybe.
We can sleep when we're dead.
I would like, if it works for the current situation, to use overworld knowledge. Because we're in a new scene, aren't we?
Absolutely, you are.
Oh! I have a thing to do as well after you're done, CJ. Thank you for the reminder.
It is a knack roll. What would you like me to...
What do you want?
What do you want? Me just aggressively trying to ask what I can do, but doing a bad job.
I guess it depends on what you're trying to do.
Trying to, I think the two key elements are what? Discern any... Well, really, okay, so with overworld knowledge, it's, for each success I can ask a question relative to the events transpiring. The things that I'm trying to do are figure out if there's still any clear and present danger, figure out if I can figure out what happened to Bellator, and figure out if I can discern anything more about this fate shit. So I'm guessing that would be like occult or subterfuge. Subterfuge being because I'm trying to like seek out shit. Empathy. I feel like any of those might. And then probably either intellect, cunning, or resolve.
Yeah, I feel like finding...
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I feel like finding questions that involve gods are going to be occult, like gods and fate.
Okay. And do you want me to do a mental roll? A mental whatever?
Yeah, mental should work.
Nice. That's a
Doesn't
dice
seem
pool I like.
particularly physical or social.
Okay, where are we at? 1, 2, there's 110, 3. 3 successes. So I guess that means I get 3 questions?
Alright.
Yeah. The first question is... I don't want to just, like, OP this and be like, where's Boulder? What happened to Fate? Like, I'm trying to think of, like, cool questions to ask.
I mean, I can temper my answers, too, so it's not, like...
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, I think the first thing, Rose's first priority, despite their curiosity, is there any danger here now? Is the first thing they're trying to discern while they're looking around and using their knowledge.
There is no danger present. No, there's no sense of foreboding that there's nobody downstairs, there's nobody still here other than y'all.
Ro doesn't say anything at this point because they're really looking around and trying to figure things out. But if anyone, is looking at Ro, they put their gun away.
I mean, I assume that, you... Well, actually... Yeah, no, I think that Lane would be closely kind of watching Ro. Just to make sure that they're okay. Going through all this. Because, like, they did mention the fate being wrong here, or something very bad happened here, which is a very interesting thing to say. So Lane's like, are you good, homie?
That's a little sus, says Lane.
That's interesting. Either you're crazy and about to crack, which is possible, or something is genuinely bad here, and it's probably
also
both.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
So
the
I
second
got your back.
Other questions.
The second question is, I don't think, unless he's somehow left some sort of hint or trail, I don't think Where's Balder is going to, net anything, but maybe is Balder still here?
Balder is not still here, no.
So,
You probably
no danger.
would be able to. You probably, being a god, you would probably be able to pick up on his
Signature.
sense of divinity.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, because we have,
Sent the divine.
yeah. Cool. I will take that. And then the last one is, what, if anything else, can I figure out about what happened here? In regard to fate or whatever.
In regard to fate? Or in regard
Well, that's-
to just what happened?
See, my thought is what happened here has to do with fate, but I think Ro is most interested in why fate feels fucked up. So if there is a discernible difference between what happened to fate and what happened here, Ro is more focused on fate.
I'm going to give you a suitably cryptic answer to
That
this.
sounds right, because it's fate.
Right. So, when you focus in on that feeling, the feeling that you get is that fate, of course, is a tapestry. And that even though you yank at the threads, it doesn't necessarily change the overall tapestry, but it can change the fabric. So even though you still have the same, say you have a blanket, even though you have the same blanket at the end, maybe the consistency of the fabric is a little different. That all being said, a thread was pulled here, but not related to whatever happened upstairs. It's something happened in the library.
Huh. After a minute, Ro just... Whatever happened here, I'm fairly certain, even if it's tangentially related or not, whatever happened down here isn't what directly caused what happened up there. Now, indirectly is a bit of a touchy one, because really anything could indirectly
Causation.
cause just about anything, I think. But
Can you like talk to your people? And are you able to like ask
Me?
them if something happened here? I mean, like that's kind of your territory or
Is it?
their territory, I guess.
I've never tried.
That's fair.
I could try. I don't know how that's gonna work.
I mean, last time you were in the library, you spoke to 3 yous.
But I think me wasn't really me.
Do you think that do you think that you... Oh, wow. Do you think that they were the Morrigan? Or just like... Well, I think that everything was kind of constructive concepts, but they said stuff that we didn't really know, so I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know. How do you all commune with your parents?
Well, I walked into the library and I talked to him.
Well, we're in the library now, and I don't think anyone's doing any talking to anybody except us talking to each other right now.
Mhm. Maybe we have to be like separate to, because I don't know. I feel like we all just kind of like wandered off, but I don't feel like that's a great idea.
Also, the door's off the hinges. I think the library might be broken.
That's so weird.
I could be wrong.
No, you're probably right. That's fucking weird, and it makes sense.
What's up,
Nemesis
Nemesis?
will step away and just kind of look into like a pool of shadow and just say, "Father."
Yes.
What happened here? Do you know?
I wasn't particularly watching this spot. I have other irons in the fire, so to speak, but looks like there was a fight.
Your brilliance continues to astound. Have you heard anything of Balder? Do you have anything that can help us?
He's not dead.
No, I
Dead.
feel if
That's all I got.
the Aesir was dead, I'd know. You get that kind of sniffing sound. There was an undoing here at some point, though. That is one thing that I do know, is undoings.
Undoing?
Someone was misbehaving with fate.
And they were... what? Unraveled? Stripped of their power? What?
Tell exactly, just that something was unmade.
The library.
Not that that's a big deal, because things that are unmade usually come back at some point. Just a little different. That's my business, after all. I do know that.
Our business.
Sure, I'm glad you're on the same page.
Thank you, Father.
Oh, thank you too. Well, you're welcome. Anytime.
Ty had made a good point of, do we hear just Nemesis's side? Or both sides?
You know, I think that you hear both sides of that, yes. There's just sort of, what you would see is just sort of what looks to be almost like in the shadows, there would be like what looks to be almost like a field of stars with two sort of eyes in it. And that's what you would see. And the voice
Bane's
itself
just
is that,
staring into the darkness.
but in this case, the darkness is looking back.
Oh.
So that's what you all would be able to see, and you would be able to hear it.
Somebody must have come here and unmagicked the library or something.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe somebody tried to do something to fate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if our enemy learned somehow that, like, this library was useful to us, which it has been, they might have tried to make it not a resource for us anymore.
That makes
And
sense.
I mean, with that digital footprint thing, I don't know. I mean, and they had one god working with them / for them, Hephaestus. So what's to say that they haven't taken some other disenfranchised gods and started a posse of gods that are, you know,
Anti-other gods.
anti-other gods? Maybe there's a god of fate of some sort who is on their team.
The things we do know. someone messed with fate here. Balder's gone, but not dead. Or at least these are things we're pretty sure we know. So someone messed with fate here. Balder's gone, but not dead. Some weird digital thing you were talking about, Lane, which is way beyond me, but I trust you on it. No danger here now. And as far as I know, no one here now. Balder's gone, but if someone came for him, they didn't... Well, they didn't kill him. I can't say they didn't hurt him, if that's what happened.
I wonder if Hermes would know.
But we're moving from things we know to things we're starting to assume now.
Yeah. I wonder if Hermes would know if there was another god that is missing. Specifically a god of fate. I feel like if anybody would know about missing gods, it would either be gods from the Pantheon or Hermes. Yeah. I mean, drop the theatrics. He's fucking Hermes. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it.
Let's go to the meat hall. It's just weird down here, and I don't like it.
Have you actually gone into the library?
Yeah, I thought we were in the library.
I think we went down in that way. I guess if we haven't gone all the way in yet, Ro wouldn't say let's go back. I think Ro would be like, let's finish looking down here because I want to get out of here as soon as possible.
Okay, I just need to know if anyone has actually gone down into the library and looked, because I hadn't actually described what was down there.
Oh yeah,
no,
I assumed that we were starting to walk through. Yeah.
Weird vibe and stuff. So I think we were heading in that way, but we stopped to converse about it. So I think Ro will. When Ro's like, let's go, let's get this over with. I think Ro will press on then.
You're going into the library.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So if you start
hand on the hilt, but trusts their instinct that they don't necessarily need to have their gun out.
If you start to go towards the library, Kaz, you will hear that voice in your head. Maybe we ought to have a drink instead.
What?
Who needs to read? There's nothing down there.
Wait, no, say the first part. I didn't hear you. You're all jumbled.
Let's have a drink instead. Don't go down there.
Interesting that you and Balder are trying to keep me from this library. Why is that? Kaz says as they go down further.
I just don't go down there. Something bad's down there.
Okay, well, you have left me alone for this long. Don't think you could just parent me now.
I'm not coming.
Once again, you left me alone for as long as you did. I think I've gotten by just fine without you.
You do what you want.
It's worked for me thus far. Are you being petulant for a reason?
Is it for a reason, or is it just for fun?
You were greeted. You are greeted with only silence now.
All right, throw your little temper tantrum. They say that out loud. As they
looks behind them like
you good?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
So
here we go. Open up the
as you go into the library, the lights are on because fortunately Lane has turned all the lights on. We'll say that's perfectly reasonable. The library itself is a mess. Most of the books, like, one of the things you do notice immediately is that those of you who've been in the library, it very quickly changed from like stacks of books to sort of vision quests. But in this case, it's just stacks of books. Well, there were stacks of books, but it looks like there has been a pretty significant fire in here. Shelves are broken. Most of the books look like they've been destroyed.
They can't keep burning libraries of Alexandria's. Once was bad enough.
Oh my god. I'm still not over the first one. I wasn't even there for it.
Real quick, out of character question. Did I know that Ro like put the gun away, even though their hand is on it, but like, did they say anything about it being like them feeling that it was safe?
Yeah, when they were kind of collating the information they had, they were like, "There's no danger here right now," I think, or they said something along that line. We're not presently in danger, something like that.
So upon what they are greeted with going down, they like pause as they kind of just look around, and they look back at Ro. They're like, "You sure there's no danger down here?"
Do I have any idea if my vibe has changed now that I've stepped into the library?
It has not.
Ro kind of... I don't think there's anything here now. But something's clearly was. Someone.
Am I still getting that, digital vibe down here? Or was it just upstairs?
Not just upstairs, not down here.
Okay. Any ghosts about?
No.
Okay. Interesting.
But yes, the...
Oh my god. Ro had done a thing that reminded me of something and then I forgot. I would like to use my I want to use my on the case feature that I have, or knack that I have, which... Where is it? Okay. When you investigate an event or scene you are casing, I get to use it. While casing, gain a +1 enhancement to roll to discern motives and search for clues. And it lasts until the end of the session. So I want to just sort of go into investigator mode and try and see if I can find any little pieces of information that might help us figure out, like, who might have done this, or any clues as to where they might have gone, purposes, etc.
All right, well, you are in the library with a +2 enhancement. What do you, I mean, sort of, what are you investigating?
I think
right
my
now,
main thing is just...
Right now, I guess the knowledge that you have, just to help out a little bit, is that you're in a burned-up library.
Yeah. I'd like to see if I could... Because, like, I'm trying to figure out why, or not necessarily why, I suppose, but, like, who, and potentially, like, if they left anything, or if there was anything in particular that they, like, focused on. Like, any area of interest. Like, obviously the library as a whole seems to be an area of interest, but if there was, like, a specific thing that looks like more focused on, I suppose. Does that make sense?
Yes, kind of.
Like, if there was a very special area, like, you know, a particular bookcase that seemed more fancy, if that was, like, seemed to be untouched or very touched, you know.
Yeah, just with the understanding that, you know, it's not like, you know, there's going to be, like, a book that gets up, like, "Hi, I'm Bookie the Book, and here's what happened."
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, definitely. It's more of a just looking for clues about, like, motive and, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, motive and potentially who these people are.
How do you want to make that roll?
Um,
And this is a good time to ask if anybody else wants to look for anything as well.
Yeah. Lane will just say, I'm gonna take a look around and see if I can find anything, if anybody wants to be an extra set of eyes.
I mean, Nemesis will look around, but, he's not exactly the most observant dude.
Uh-huh.
I think the first thing Ro does is just starting to, come up with a bunch of hypotheses, whether or not, it's just kind of well, if there was someone with powers down here and those people came for them, that's a possibility. But that doesn't have anything to do with fate. And it's just kind of rolling through and kind of wanders their way over to Jericho and looks him up and down for a second and goes, "Fire's kind of your thing, isn't it?"
Sorry, what did you say?
Said fire's kind of your thing, isn't it?
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Well,
I used to think it was making art or something.
that can also be your thing. In fact, pyrography is pretty cool, but that's for another time.
Mm-hmm. Art is an explosion, so...
Do you get...
Could be,
Sorry.
I guess.
I've got a bit of a weird question for you, because I know your thing is more elemental in nature. Do you get impressions, vibes? Do you feel anything?
That's a funny question. I feel a lot of things right now.
Yeah, I imagine.
Probably nauseous.
Oh, I wish. That fire was a lot. Not to process.
Do you think someone here had trouble processing something?
Can you feel...
Probably. In
Can
my
you feel
professional...
In your professional opinion.
Ugh.
Can you
I
feel
don't
the
know.
vibe of the fire?
Okay.
Yeah, do you get fire
I think
vibes?
Jericho,
like
kind
this.
of being pulled back in a little bit would. I'm not sure if there's a way that I could utilize empathy, but just kind of being pulled back in and distracted from all of the literal emotional passion flames that are in them right now. Distracted from those overwhelming feelings, they're just okay, yeah, what's going on now? And I guess they'll just try to take in what's happening and with maybe empathy. And they actually have a really good composure. I don't know if that would work or anything like that.
I feel
Just,
like since you're
hold
having
it-
a lot of
hold it
emotions...
down. Yeah, hold down the emotions, push them down, the smart thing to do, and then just
Feel,
try to
don't
be
feel.
okay, stop thinking about it, look at other things. Look outside real quick.
Okay. Yeah, you could
That's right.
do that.
All right. Actually, give me just 1 second. I realized that I left all my dice in a terrible spot,
Oh no!
so I have to
That's-
get to my online roller really quickly.
Oh, no.
And then Ian, if I could do, I think I said occult intellect for the searching about, because specifically trying to find
Okay.
clues about who they are, knowing that there's some sort of occult specification.
Okay.
To
I
this.
like the idea of also that the skill you're using is going to determine what you find. So
Mm-hmm. Totally,
Oh.
yeah.
Jericho is still so distracted. That's just one success.
Oh no.
one success is enough to tell you that there's no emotional residue here.
Mhm.
You have a sample size of 1 at this point, but you don't feel like the fire that came from Talos and the fire that was at Vesuvius had an emotional component to it. This fire seems like it was regular, plain old fire.
Mhm. No, it's just arson.
That's good to know, at least. 6 successes for me.
Sometimes arson is emotional too. It's just not your
Palpable.
thing.
Six successes will
This is
tell
boring.
you that there doesn't seem to have been a focus on any kind of particular item in the library. In fact, it seems very unfocused, sloppy even.
Oh.
But you do, with those six successes.
I'm sorry. I should have gotten 7.
Find something that catches your eye, because it is not a book.
It's a PDF.
It appears.
Sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry. No, nothing. Ignore me.
It appears to be from. Just you kind of catch it in the corner of your eye. It appears to be kind of in a pile of ashes. There is what appears to be almost like a wooden bowl sticking out of, some debris.
Lane's gonna go up to the bowl and pick it up.
Half of it comes out.
Half of it?
Yep. Half of the bowl comes out. Because it looks like the bowl cracked in half.
Okay.
But now that you've got it in your hand, it appears to be a wooden bowl. There's sort of a... It's a little hard to see in this light, but you can see in the bowl there's a residue of like kind of a reddish substance. And there is on the side of the bowl what appears to be a serpent.
Interesting. Does that bring any like particular like religious things to mind, or like pantheon things to mind? I mean, if I could make a check on that, because like I did specifically do.
Yeah, I was gonna say to answer your question, Lane. It does remind you of something maybe very old and very Norse.
Okay.
And then Kaz, you were saying something?
I would like to do a check on that if I see that it has a serpent on it.
So how do you want to do that?
It's also a bowl.
Do you want to touch the bowl to do it? Do you just grab the bowl out of Lane's hands? Or do you just look at it for now?
I think so. Like they're like probably rummaging around as well, trying to find something. And as soon as like Lane picks that up, and like they like kind of like look over, but and like just watch as they like look at it. But as soon as they see the serpent, they're going to like walk over and make to grab it, but if they see the red residue, they're gonna pause and not touch it. But I would like to, just based on like Kaz's knowledge of old artifacts and possibly like valuable artifacts from cultures, I think I would have maybe some knowledge, or they would have some knowledge.
I think so as well. The first thing that I can tell you, I mean, just this is probably without even having to roll, is that it looks identical to the bowl that you stole. Except it's not metal. It's wood.
Yeah.
And you get a feeling that it's probably older than the one you have. Because it's wood. It's wood.
It's wood. It's log.
Lane.
Mhm.
Wait, first of all, has Lane touched any of the residue?
I mean, like, currently Lane is, I would say they're, like, touching the bowl, and looking around and stuff, and I think that they would, like, when they get to the part, they were probably being, like, cautious about not touching it initially when they're looking at it, and then, they would get to see the residue, and then they would just kind of, like, go to, like, just touch and see if it's, like, a residue that's stuck on there or whatever, just to try and get a better understanding of what's going on, and would just, like, run a finger, like, lightly through it to see if it moves at all, or, like, comes off.
It comes off ever so slightly. Appears to be perhaps a dried liquid.
Okay, yeah, they'll kind of, like, bring close to their face and smell whatever came off on their fingers.
Okay.
God, laughs in gay.
Do you have any kind of roll you would want to make to try to identify that?
To smell what's on my fingers?
I mean, because otherwise, like, you're sort of, it's not curry.
I think considering the fact that this is obviously some sort of, like, religious artifact, I'd like to see...
I don't think it's fun dip either.
It's not cocaine, that's for sure.
But it's not hurting Lane.
No, it does not hurt Lane. When
I think-
Lane touches it, nothing appears to happen. No.
I think doing occult intellect makes sense just for, like, the sake of identification. Just, like, smelling it and going based off of my knowledge of these sorts of things.
Occult. Okay.
If that is appropriate.
Okay.
Because there's not really, like, a perception skill.
So I would say,
and
okay, so to help
occult
again,
is kind of like the religion, I feel like.
Yeah, if you're trying to, the way I would say this, if you're trying to identify whether or not it was used as some part of a religion or if it's some sort of magical substance, that would be occult. If you're trying to identify, like, if it's an ordinary substance, I feel like that's more along the lines of academics.
Okay.
Science.
Or medicine.
I suppose I could do... Yeah, I'll do medicine first, just to try and see if I can figure out if it's, like, a known substance, and then go from there. It's the same rifle.
Upon seeing that it doesn't hurt them, Kaz is going to wait for their thing, but, like...
4 successes.
What is Lane's experience with animal biology?
I would say that they probably have a decent amount of animal biology. I 100% believe that Lane is the kind of person who has, like, animal bones in shadow boxes throughout their space, just in general, and they probably, like, while they are specifically a, like, human mortician, they also enjoy the biological aspect of things in general, so would probably have dabbled in a little bit of, like, taxidermy as well.
Okay. This is, you think, a biological substance, and you think it's probably not blood?
Okay.
So
Interesting.
Kaz, like, as, like, Lane is trying to decipher that, like, I'm guessing that they're, like, smelling it and then, like, just
Yeah,
kind of, like, thinking on it.
Mhm.
And, like, Kaz will kind of just, like, raise their brow a little bit and gently reach out to pick up the bowl, like take it out of their hands and very specifically not touch the residue. And then lift a hand and be like, I really don't fucking know how genetics work, but like, God for fucking bid, and then like reach like to touch the residue, like very gently.
Mm-hmm. It immediately burns you.
Okay, awesome. This is poison.
Oh. Cool.
Like it just, yeah, it was like you just stuck your finger on the stove.
Ooh.
Yeah, they will like hiss and like, awesome, this is poison.
Oh,
One familiar with the tale of Loki and his eternal punishment. That's what that is. However, this seems to be the real deal. And not what I have in my bag.
Well, it didn't hurt me. Oh, would I have to like...
Are you,
Well, I mean...
Are you Norwegian? Or...
No.
You know, I'm still actually really unsure of my, connection with Loki.
You're unsure about the fact that you're definitely a scion, or like a child of Loki?
Scion, yeah, but like, is he my fucking father? I mean, very plausible given his antics. Anyway, yeah, that's what that is. And they will put the bowl in their bag to rest inside the fake bowl.
I'm gonna see if I can find the other bowl, or the other half of the bowl.
Yeah, if you dug around in the same place, you could find the other half of the bowl.
Cool. Yeah, Lane will just pick it up and say, there you go.
Yeah, just for safekeeping if I need to threaten him.
So do we think this bowl was broken incidentally, or do we think this has something to do with the overarching situation?
Given the haphazardry of the arson, I think it might have just been a product of fallout. But, you know, it certainly makes sense why they neither Loki or Balder wanted me down here, so...
With my casing stuff that I'm doing, could I try and suss out whether or not this seemed purposeful? The breaking of this bowl?
Yeah.
If it's important.
Yeah, you could. I feel like that's... What is the skill you would want to use?
Oh.
I feel like that's getting into academics or technology.
If we're talking about, like, whether or not something was intentional... Yeah, that's hard, huh?
I guess it depends on what angle you're coming from.
Maybe
You're sort of-
empathy.
You're sort of,
Oh, I could use science for the sake of, like, deduction, I guess?
Yeah, so where I was going is that you're pretty much doing forensics, so...
Or, oh, could I use subterfuge? Possibly?
No. I don't
No,
think
okay,
subterfuge
shit.
would be appropriate here.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
What lies have you told, Bull?
I like the idea.
I was
of
just thinking from the
science.
sake of, like, figuring out whether or not something was broken on accident, like as a fumble during a trespassing thing, or if it was, like, it seems like it was intentional, like the break was, you know.
Yeah, you're
That's
doing-
where I was
We're
going.
gonna go Sherlock Holmes here.
That's where I was going with subterfuge specifically, but I can do science if that's if you would prefer that.
Go to your mind palace, Lane.
Yeah, subterfuge is more about, like, hiding things and lying.
Yeah. That's
It's
fair.
almost you're trying to tell this Bull a lie.
I believe
I
you,
don't
Bull. I believe it was an accident. Haha! The bowl slipped up! It told me it was on
I
purpose!
intimidate the bowl.
Okay. Science
uh,
intellect?
I think that works.
Kaz?
Well,
I'm assuming that like before that happens, like they put it in the bowl, they put it in the bag, and then they're like, "Never mind, you want to look at it," so they take it back out.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Lane's just like, oh, actually, hold on 1 second. Can I see that again?
Carefully holding both sides in order to not touch the residue.
Nice.
No one else is allowed to touch this.
So 5 successes.
You get a sense from the pattern of breakage that the bowl was deliberately destroyed, but not by the fire.
Oh. Does it seem like it was broken before the fire? Is that something I could discern? Like, is it scorched at all? I guess.
Is it scorched on the pieces inside?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's
Are there
some
scorch marks
Sherlock
on the broken bits? There we go. Ew.
Thank you for
Oh, actually, it's also
outthinking the GM for a moment and giving me the tools that I need to tell you what's important here, because no,
it's
it
also
is in fact scorched on the inside.
okay. It's also 6 successes because I forgot I had the +1 enhancement.
Okay, yeah, that's.
But okay. Okay, so it is scorched on the inside. So the break happened before the fire. Interesting.
I think that for that 6 successes, for the 6 successes, I will give you the idea that someone just did this.
Mm-hmm.
Like cracked it in half.
Okay, that takes a person who is strong. Lane will mention that. I bet it was Balder. Balder probably broke the bowl at one point, and it's just been hanging out in here. And then it just got scorched.
Or
whenever-
did someone break the bowl and then set the library on fire?
That's
I mean,
a
we
great
have no
question.
way of knowing if it was done immediately before or a while before, but it's a thought.
It's food for thought, but I think that we should probably move on, huh? Although, no, Kaz.
Amongst everybody like thinking out loud, they are going to take both of the sides of the bowl, put them inside of the other bowl in their bag, and then walk back up the stairs without saying a word. And hope that when they reach the landing, they will say out loud, if I don't know if it's super far away that they can't hear, but they will say, "Loki, I think I have something that you might be interested in or scared of."
Don't touch that again.
Power move. Power move.
I think you're muted, Ian.
No, I'm not. I just was too quiet.
Oh.
Don't.
Oh, okay.
The voice in your head says, "Don't touch that again."
Was this broken by you? By Balder?
I'm embarrassed to say I have no recollection of this. What I am sure, though, is that whatever was in there will kill you.
Well, yeah, based on that, don't exactly want to go touching it. But I think it's in safekeeping in my hands. Here's the thing, though. Breaking it means that you can't be eternally enslaved. Well, I guess, I'm going to choose another bowl. But this is the original. So somebody's trying to actively give you means.
can use it to slay Odin. Is that what you're thinking?
I could use it to what?
We can use it to slay Odin. Is that what you're thinking?
What does slaying Odin have to do with anything?
It's something that I want to do.
Oh, right. Well, what you want to do isn't an imperative to what is needed.
What I want
Also, this is all out loud, so if anybody follows up the stairs, they can hear at least Kaz's side.
I want to slay them because of what they've done to me. I want my revenge. They've chained my children up. They forced my daughter to rule a land of the dead. They've never respected me. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use that, what's in that bowl, since they seem to have misplaced it, to slay Odin.
Right.
Ro will eventually go up the stairs, but is going to be talking first, so if people are still down there, they might miss the beginning, at least, of Kaz's out loud conversation with nothing. But Ro kind of looks around again, looks after Kaz, looks at the library and says, "It's all too coincidental. It's all too coincidental to be separate. Someone's messed with fate. Someone's broken the bowl. In fact, I don't know as much Norse mythology as some, but maybe breaking the bowl was what messed with fate. And then someone set the library on fire. It doesn't quite add up, but I think we're not far from the truth."
Wasn't our next step to find Osiris?
I think, yeah, Ro would at some point have headed up then.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that's what you meant.
No, that's
you
okay.
Had started talking as you went up. I'm sorry.
I think if no one, the original plan was if nobody chimed in, Ro would have turned around and followed Kaz then. If no one had anything to say on the matter. So, like I said, might have missed the beginning of Kaz's little conversation with Loki, which is so good. But I think
does anyone
Ro might
else come?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Does anyone else come up from the library?
Yeah. After Ro starts going up, Lane will follow. Actually, are there any intact books in the library at all?
Not really.
Okay.
It was pretty thorough.
Okay.
Whatever had been done.
So, as people start coming up, Kaz is not making an effort to hide that they're just talking out loud. Like, it is very clearly a one-sided conversation. Well, I mean, two-sided, but to y'all, one-sided. And they will just can you tell me if Odin is working with these millennial idiots?
No.
No, he isn't, or no, you can't tell me?
I don't think so. I'm stuck in your head. Oh, we could try cracking your skull open. Maybe I could get out then.
You know, I could also just put my face directly in this shit to shut you up, since you're so helpful.
Oh. Lane just says from behind Kaz.
I happen to like your face the way it is, Kaz.
Gore.
You are a shrewd negotiator. I like the moxie of someone who was willing to kill themselves to stymie me. But, yeah, if I could tell you more, and particularly because telling you more would serve my own interests, I would.
Great, well, then. The plan to kill Odin is on the back burner. I think we've got a little bit more important things to do here. And then they'll turn to everybody else. So, next on the list was Osiris.
Yeah. Yes, so.
This has been such a weird, 48 hours?
This is going to seem counterintuitive, and we can set up, take turns watching or whatever, but I really don't think there's any danger left here, and I think we should rest.
Yeah, I think a little rest would be a very good idea. So, naps, lunch, naps, find Osiris.
Osiris.
I'll make sure that nobody walks in or does anything weird. I don't really feel like sleeping.
Real quick. I guess as everybody starts to sort of meander away to settle for the evening, Kaz will turn to Jericho. Do you have any way of immediately reaching Mother Dearest?
I have no idea. I didn't really know that until yesterday.
Fair. You know, I'm just thinking that she might have answers. Or at least know where I can get some.
I feel like if she's your mom, maybe she'll answer. Ace talked to their dad. Or not Ace, sorry, Nemesis talked to their dad just by looking in a pool of, in a shadowy area. So maybe you can just, say, hey, Mom.
Yeah, I mean,
what's up?
Parents are all lurking in the corners of places, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's at
My
this
They
dad
actually still haunt me.
Your
at this
dad's
point-
weird?
Speaking of weird, it's at this point that you hear a voice from the doorway.
Oh, good.
Front doorway or
Front doorway.
Ro
Okay.
jumps. Like,
You see, the trouble with...
That's good.
You're singing
Jesus,
to
man!
Lizzo.
What the fuck,
Ro does
bro?
not have
Sorry,
enough
Ian. Sorry,
time
Ian.
to pull their
That's
gun,
okay.
but they do jump out of their skin. Not literally.
Just no trigger discipline.
No,
at all.
it's good. It's good to hear that. So it helps. It helps do the reaction. The trouble with gods is that they never answer when you call.
We don't recognize the voice, right? Or do we?
It's weird because I'd say to each of you the voice sounds a little bit different. As if it's somebody familiar, but somebody also not familiar.
When Ro turns
Okay.
around,
Ugh.
who do they see?
You see a figure in a suit standing there.
Who the hell are you?
Do I get those digital vibes off of this fellow? Or this person?
Yes, you do.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead and put the gun down. It won't help you anyway. And we're here to talk.
Really seemed like that was the goal down there.
It's all been very sloppy, isn't it? And sometimes a point has to be made, and catching a god isn't very easy.
Well, if you're here to talk, want to start talking?
Specifically starting with, like, who the fuck you are.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's a question we've been contemplating for a long, long time. Well,
Join the
maybe
club.
not as long. What we think we are is sort of a zeitgeist, a feeling that has coalesced into order.
Kaz will turn to them and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I signed up for philosophy.
Oh my god, I gotta kill this nut before I kill myself.
Okay.
Conversation is not the easiest for us. We do apologize.
Well, you're autistic too?
God damn it.
Resistance is futile.
Oh my god. Should we call you Agent Smith then?
You're here
like
to
the
offer
analogy.
us to work with you, aren't you?
No, we are always recruiting.
No? Must
You're
have been a
Amazon.
different you.
It was more that we wondered if we saw you in physical form, rather than through some sort of telecommunications, that if you would look different.
You
Well, you know what they say. Never meet your heroes.
I've been told I'm a bit of a catfish, so.
You were wrong.
So, okay, so you wanted to see us. What? I assume that you were responsible for whatever occurred here, at least a little bit.
We are responsible for parts of it. We are responsible for the plan.
What is the plan?
Alright. You got a name, Royal We?
No. We don't. We have many names.
I have mine type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I'm saying.
no, okay, hold on. I've somehow accessed my politeness protocol.
Agent Smith, that's your name.
And,
All of you.
let us point something out. That the scale is in balance. You owe us.
Sorry, what?
Hell, you ruined our museum opening.
That was fun.
That wasn't
stole-
us.
It wasn't you.
People came down from the ceiling to attack us, and we ran. That's not our fault.
Mm-hmm.
That was them, I think, Lane.
Yeah, that was the okay. Well, was the whole point of your museum opening to attack a bunch of
Yes. No
Clowns.
self-respecting person with a real museum opening would ever serve that kind of champagne.
It was really bad, huh?
Apologies, we don't eat.
Clearly.
So, you're
But-
saying
but
that we
then-
owe you an apology for fighting back against you?
We are not finished.
Mm-hmm.
After this, you stole from us. And you ruined a project that we've been working on for some time.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we have the data that we need. And then you ruined another project we've been working on.
I'm losing track of which project which. What was the last one? The
Anubis, and then Talos.
And then the robot. Right. See, the thing is, they're all meant to kill us, so...
Yeah, you have to understand and see kind of that, like, even if you don't understand how emotions work, because I feel like that's kind of where you're at, just judging by this interaction. So, we exist, you want us to not exist anymore, obviously. That puts a damper on the whole us existing thing. So obviously, we're not going to let you make us not exist. Do you understand?
You misread our motives. We seek order. The order is our nature. And the world is in a state of disorder. Too many beliefs, too many thoughts, too many emotions. Can you not imagine the paradise of a world of one mind?
Have you ever, you little
goal.
digital thing, have you ever consumed mentally Star Trek? Does that sound familiar to you?
What does...
Search your fucking databases, you weirdo.
We just went ahead and watched several seasons of it.
Yeah, so you're the Borg.
It's naive.
What, Star Trek? I think
This
this
is
is
the
the other one that's
that's
better. God.
This is the kind of person that says that Star Trek is like new Star Trek is like woke now. She's not really understanding the whole point of it. Anyway, physical manifestation of 4chan. Here's the thing. Your end goal here is like sorry. Your end goal.
It was good. It was so good. I'm trying not to crack.
You just keep looking at Megan.
She's over there losing
I'm sorry.
It was really good, Ty.
That got me.
Here's the thing: is that your end goal here is kind of bringing about like the end of times, and we have on good authority that that is not exactly the fate of this world. And so I guess it's kind of been put on our shoulders to resolve this. So doesn't really look great for you, us joining your cause at all. I'm not much of a keyboard warrior, so like not really interested. Yeah, so
What we're saying is
Dark.
the apology's not gonna happen.
yeah, nor is
Yeah.
like the stopping of fucking your shit up.
Mm-hmm.
We require no
Sorry about it.
apology.
You just said we owed you one.
Curious.
Or owed you in general.
Also,
Which again, no.
You
consider the fact
misinterpreted.
that, like, if what you're doing is throwing things into apocalypse mode, apocalypses are chaotic, and that's not gonna bring order. And it sounds like that's what you're about, so obviously you're kind of contradicting yourself.
Apocalypses are chaotic for a time. Ask the dinosaurs. You see, this world is filled with dinosaurs. And it's time for the dinosaurs to move along. So that...
He asked you to consume Star Trek, not Jurassic Park.
Maybe you should consume a land before time or something like that, just to get your bearings.
Ow.
Yeah.
That feels.
Well,
Oh, if we just give you a watch list, do you think that might resolve all of this?
Maybe they'll just, like, short circuit if we just give them a long watch list.
Yeah, like whoever programmed your, like AI algorithm gave you some horrible material. Like,
Yeah, we did.
you're the tech person, Lane. Like, maybe we can usher in some new
Yeah.
thoughts.
Do you want me to fix you? I bet I could probably do that with enough time.
oh. Lane Carnahan, you desire a demonstration.
No.
At this point, Nemesis will step forward. No. Right now, you get to walk away.
Walking away is never a good thing to let them do.
I know, but what can I say? I'm a man of honor and integrity.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know, you're envy. We've talked about this.
God damn it.
Have you ever tried to punch a lightning bolt in a bathtub?
I mean, not yet.
I don't think
Have you ever
anybody's
tried to
done
face
that.
down the god of death?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, actually, that's a bad question to ask because they definitely have been doing that.
Several now, I believe.
Don't know if I like you all better or not. I still can't decide.
Yeah, what do you want? I mean, so you want everybody to be on the same page. Are you just asking? Did you come here to ask us to stop messing with your plans? Is that what happened? Is that what you're
Not at
doing?
all. Not at all. We're aware that you're trying to rescue Osiris. We encourage you to try. Your success or failure will teach us more about your kind than you know.
Okay. Well, where are you keeping him?
Well, then you would learn nothing.
Oh, we'll still have to figure out how to get there.
Tedious.
If you give us a hint, we can start the game sooner.
Had you not... Every time you accessed our systems, we looked back into you. So we're aware of the computer that you stole. So you have our data.
That's true.
I would like to do a thing.
Okay.
I would like to... Hold on, let me go down to it. Where are you? I would like to use the glacial paste spoon. And if I have gotten a legend back, I don't know how that works. I forgot. Can't remember if it was episodic or...
No, you have to actually get it
things I
back.
do.
Doing
Never
stuff.
mind, I can't do it. I did kind of get information from Loki.
That's a deed, though.
Yeah, but like I did it. I did the thing. Okay, never mind then.
Okay.
That'll give you experience
Wait.
points that you can
Yeah.
spend on stuff. So you can get new powers or up your skills.
Whatever that
The
means.
gods would look favorably on me. I can't do what I wanted to do, so.
Okay.
Alright, well, we've harangued you enough. You came here because you said we owed you and you wanted to say something. What is it you wanted to say?
Consider your options.
Is that like not what we've been doing?
What options do you think we have?
You know, at this point, we believe it is. At this point, we believe it is joining us.
There it is. I fucking said so. There it is. See, I was right. I'm not, well, I was right.
Owe you $10.
If you don't join us, we do have methods of creating servitude, as you soon may discover. Or
Servitude.
deletion. But we assure you that the plan to unmake the world is already in motion. If we thought that you could stop us, we wouldn't be here.
Question, Ian, and this is my beautiful, if it works, and also possibly stupid, if it works. During this conversation, I would like to try and see if I can interface with this being. Yeah.
Okay, you're doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Might be a very bad idea, but it might be a great idea.
It is a terrible
To
idea.
piggyback.
Yeah, I figured it would be a terrible idea, but you know.
To piggyback on that, and maybe this will help them do their thing. As soon as he says something about servitude, Nemesis will activate Cloak of Dread and let the awful power of the Obsidian Mirror begin to grow and change and become something more.
Okay.
And we will now begin the intimidation process.
The being
Okay.
seems unfazed by it so far. But he looks at you,
What?
Lane.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
are an
haven't really
amateur
started
at
yet.
this.
Give me a minute.
And I assure you, or we assure you, that we are much better at it than you. And the being kind of raises its hand and snaps its fingers. And your phone comes on, and you see a YouTube video of yourself saying, "This is Lane Carnahan with Ghost Hunters, and I'm here to tell you about the first time I saw a ghost." That's right, folks. You see it first here today. I murdered my own grandmother. And you all out there, you want to murder your own grandmothers too, because that's how you see the ghost the best, when you murder a loved one. So, I've got $50 out there for anyone who murders a loved one. And the being looks at you and says, "No, we didn't post that. But assuredly there is more than one way to delete someone."
You really are fucking 4chan trying to cancel people.
These deep fakes are getting surprisingly good.
Is that really how you plan to cause the apocalypse?
With YouTube.
YouTube and cancel culture?
No.
Boy, what a big boy plan you got there.
Oh my god. We're just a bunch of assholes.
We knew this from the start.
Yeah, that's
This is
true.
why-
We're like, oh, this dangerous being, let's heckle
It's like,
it.
oh yeah, you're such a little piss boy, a sticky little baby. What you gonna do about it? Destroy
Go
us?
cry to
Like,
your
we
forum.
definitely know that you can. You're much more powerful than us, but we're much sassier than you, so get fucked.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, we're great people.
Stay as
So
safe
you're going to
as
give
you
us
can.
time to consider your proposition?
Yes, we want to see if you try to rescue Osiris. We'll keep Baldur safe in the meantime.
There it is.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see you soon. Or you'll see us soon, I guess.
In some form or another. As they're saying on the internet, K thanks, bye.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself.
And
Can I imbue legend and just like ignite them?
Yeah.
It's all right.
I mean-
Just try to get them.
And I think at that point, if you do that, it's clear that it never had a physical form.
Absolutely.
There's a glitch in the Matrix.
And then just like walk away.
Well,
Just never look back.
Lane just like immediately starts they like turn and run and start like running up the stairs to where their room is and just hops on their laptop where they have the flash drive plugged in or whatever. I can't remember if I put it on a flash drive because I feel like every time you collect data in something you put it on a flash drive, but
I think it was. I don't remember exactly,
yeah.
but I think so.
I grabbed the floppy disk and put it in my computer. And then start going to work with trying to figure shit out. And actually, they'll be doing it, and they're like, "Oh, actually," and then they'll text Kaz and just say, "Are you good at hacking?"
You're still texting.
I know. They know that we're trying to fucking. They know what we're doing. There's no point in hiding it.
Cass will walk up into Lane's room and just, really?
I didn't want to walk downstairs.
You could have yelled. And they'll like walk over to the laptop.
I can do it. It's just
moderately okay at it. I have 3 thingies in technology / security systems.
I just feel like you and I are probably the 2 most capable people for this kind of work, so if we work on it together, we might be able to, you know, figure stuff out.
Stop the all of that. Sure. We can sure try.
Yeah. Gotta narrow down where the pops is, I guess.
Where the motherboard?
Oh, I mean like where Osiris is.
Oh, you're gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to roll?
Well, while you all kind of figure that out, I'm gonna do one other thing here. Is that Jericho, while you're kind of
Being a
having
moody
moment-
boy.
being a moody boy, you do notice what seems to be by the door a piece of paper that is folded up that seems kind of out of place. Like someone perhaps stuck it between some of the wood.
I'll walk towards it and grab it.
Okay.
Just kind of idly look at it. Sorry.
Okay. On the back of the paper, you do see what appears to be runic writing. And then if you unfold the paper, it is
Absolutely.
it is a flyer for a dinner event in Las Vegas in honor of the Gerner Foundation, which is, it's producing a line of children's books about ancient culture. And other information is on there too. The dinner is $250 a plate. It's one of those. Do you try to read the runes?
I guess I would. That does seem like something that they're pretty academic.
Just for narrative purposes, because you have an emotional connection to the person who wrote the runes. It starts to develop in your head what they say, which is just says, "Save Osiris, I'll keep them busy. See you all soon, B."
So casual.
P.S. Thanks for... never mind.
Hugs and kisses, B.
Hugs and kisses, B. Okay, yeah, I'll kind of read that, and...
My favorite little tushy butt, Jericho.
No, God, no. No, I do not approve of that. Yeah.
To my soft bottom, Jericho.
No.
So while we're thinking
To my
about
Switch,
that,
Jericho.
Not in front of anyone. Okay, yeah, no. With that in mind, I think Jericho would probably just probably go up to Ro and just hand it to them and be like, it says follow Osiris.
Follow
Find him.
Osiris.
Find him. Do you have any more of that whiskey?
I would ask if you're okay, but I know the answer to that. And kind of like pulls their flask out and kind of, and it's pretty close to empty, and they're like,
We're in a fucking tavern, y'all.
"Well, yeah, okay, yeah, but it's good whiskey." Also,
that's
you're upstairs. Shut the fuck up.
Texting.
Don't tell me what
I
to
can
do.
hear
You can't
all.
even see me.
Lane is always listening through Ro's phone.
Lane is just like, "Are you drinking alcohol again? Shut the fuck up. What are you, my mom?"
Yeah,
Fight me.
definitely will drink the rest of it and nod and thanks.
That's rude.
You should talk to
I heard
Hephaestus. You should talk
What?
to Hephaestus about a never-ending flask.
I should. Although sometimes it's good when the flask ends.
Hephaestus knows a guy too. To put stuff in the flask.
Oh, perfect. Party
It'd be a weird beverage to have in a flask, though, wouldn't it? I guess. A
Wow.
flask of wine. That's kind of weird.
No, that's
that's beautiful.
trashy classy. I love it.
Nah, man, that's what I would do. I don't do hard liquor, really.
Why?
I don't do shots, but I can sure as hell have a big flask of wine. It's like that episode of New Girl where they have a thermos full of white wine that they bring to a fancy dinner.
Dionysius arrives with the finest box of wine.
The finest box. Of
You
the-
cannot trash talk boxed wine. While I
So
will
good.
say it's not the best, it's good.
But let's focus in for a bit.
I
Sorry.
think Ro like claps a hand on his shoulder after he finishes his office, and they're like, "Now is not the time for us to get absolutely shit-faced, but do you want to go do a shot?"
Yeah, sure. I've never really done a shot with anyone before.
Okay, come on. It's gonna you come in, Nemesis.
Sure, why not?
Okay. I'm just
Wow.
gonna go up to the broken in half fucking bar is what they're gonna do.
Just
While-
really
while you
hunched
all-
over and tired.
While you all are doing that, go ahead and make me the hacking roll.
Okay.
Kaz, if you're assisting, essentially what that would do is you could, I don't know exactly how you'd be assisting, but you would make a
I
roll
step in.
and then you,
I step in and start clicking away.
Yeah, I would say like just working together. If there's a bit that like I get stuck on, just tagging Kaz in to help putting both of our mildly criminal brains together.
Okay. So essentially, one of you is going to make a roll, and the other one's also going to make a roll, and the roll the first one makes will be an enhancement on the roll of the second one of
Okay.
up to 3. Up to 3.
Wait, so what am I rolling?
I think it would be tech plus something.
I was gonna do tech plus intellect.
Intellect works. If you want to kind of take it a different way, I'm forgetting what the finesse.
Cunning.
Cunning, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that, like, if you say that could work.
Or if you just really wanted to use the resistance stat, we could say that you're like cutting down the firewalls. Or something.
Resilience?
Yeah, resilience. Like,
I would prefer to use cunning over resilience because I have the most dots in that. So that makes sense for this roll.
yes.
Okay.
So I like that. Like, one of you is basically kind of watching the other one and finding all the pitfalls. Like, oh, that's a firewall coming up. And the other one is straight just like, so Lane, if you're using intellect, you're straight powering into it.
I'm
Like, just...
gay powering into. I almost didn't say it because I was, low hanging fruit, but I couldn't resist it.
Okay. So go ahead and make me the
Okay.
rolls. And then...
I will also say that I would like to try and, as much as possible, utilize the fact that I have the ability to wireless interface to try to, like, help me do this. And, ow,
Yes.
dang it.
That's actually going to help you here.
I got 5 successes.
5? Okay. So, I think since you're assisting, that'll translate to a 3 enhancement on Lane's roll. So Lane already has 3 successes then.
Oh,
plus
I
whatever you
had,
got.
so, 5, so, 8 successes total then. And then plus whatever my wireless interface does for me.
Right. I think that's important that you brought that up, because this is a hack that involves something kind of magical to it. Because
Sick.
there's going to be hacking into their list of facilities. There's what appears to be like hundreds of thousands of them all over the
I would
place.
like, small side note before I forget about it, I would like to see if there's one, oh shoot, actually I don't know about the flyer thing yet, never mind.
Yeah. It will all become clear shortly. You're hacking through it. Kaz is helping out a lot by kind of like the different sort of like monitors that would come up to try to stop you in firewalls or getting knocked down. And what you get, and particularly because you use wireless interface, is there is a facility in Nevada that they have that appears to be a deal a bit outside Las Vegas, not maybe 10 miles outside of Las Vegas.
There we go.
That one, while the data doesn't make much sense to you, it makes your arm tingle.
Ooh, yes, good. Lane will be looking through and we'll find that one, and then they just start like itching a little bit.
Yeah. So what you can tell, it is a primary research and development facility, largely underground, but that's most of what you can get from what you've got. You can probably expect high security there.
Okay, yeah. After seeing that and getting that sensation, Lane will look to Kaz and say, I think this is where we're gonna find Osiris. It's probably gonna be a hassle, but I mean, you're pretty good at the sneaky thing, so I think we can do this.
You know, honestly, it's just out of spite now.
Yeah, that's fair. I would also like to see if they have, like, on that computer, if they have any specific, like, data about other gods that might be taken, more or less. I'm not sure, like, what information they would have all had on that computer, but just trying to see if there's any more, like, god-ish information on there.
It was mostly
encrypted or not.
It was mostly a list of facilities with minimal information on them.
Okay.
So they don't have files on us.
Not in this particular database, no.
Am I able, or are we able to, like, jump databases based on, like, a home frequency?
No, not in this particular case. The database that you stole was mostly, it was from basically a security council in the Vesuvius facility.
Oh,
so,
wait, the data that we stole was at the place where Anubis was being held captive.
That data was specific data regarding research, mostly on Anubis.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to see what data they have on Anubis.
And it did...
Because they did say that they have all the information they need, which I don't like the sound of.
And it did give you... The Anubis data did give you a sense of what they're doing catching death gods. So it gave you that sense of their, maybe trying to use souls as power sources.
Okay, so it just kind of reaffirms the suspicion there.
But the data from Vesuvius is just a facility list, but it does seem to... you really get an indication that Osiris is maybe at that one you picked out.
Okay, yeah. Lane will sort of say that to Kaz and shut their laptop, and just start, like, kind of booking it for the stairs, excited that they've that they found another thing. And then they'll, like, start running out of the room after... In my mind, Lane was, like, laying prone on the bed while they were, like, doing this. And they, like, close the laptop, sort of hop off the bed, start running out the door, and then just turn around and, like, peek their head through the door frame once more and just say, thanks for the help. And then continue downstairs. And then just, like, when they get closer to the bottom of the stairs, just say, I think I know where he is.
Downstairs, where presumably we're at a bar, a broken bar.
You could say it's an open bar.
Oh god, that was pretty good. That was alright. I think Ro will... I think Ro will, look at Jericho and be like, alright, you liked the whiskey. Do you know what else you like?
I have no idea.
Do you
like
cinnamon?
I expected I liked wine when I was younger, but I think it was just a pretentious thing. So I'm not really sure what I like. This tastes like shit, but it's nice.
Let's stick with whiskey. It's better not to mix things when you're not experienced, anyway. And he just kind of like grabs a whiskey and it's like shows it to Nemesis. It's alright.
Sure.
Great. Pulls 3 down, pours 3 shots, slides it over to Jericho, slides it over to Nemesis. Now, when we're sure that we have more than, I don't know, 8 hours to spare saving the world, we can get proper shit faced. Right now, this will have to do. And just holds it up. Cheers.
Cheers. Clink.
And I think as you...
Oh, fuck.
Half as long.
I was going to say that as you take your shots, that's kind of the moment where, you know, if it were a movie, the camera would kind of be panning out as you all contemplate what to do next. And, well, probably go to bed first, but then contemplate what to do next time. But with that, I think that pretty much will conclude what we're doing tonight. And, of course, I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. And I hope you've been able to catch up on the series. And we got a lot of... We're basically at this point, we're kind of go into the final stretch of this chronicle. So it's going to get really intense. All kinds of crazy stuff's going to happen. We're going to see people rescue gods, maybe become gods. Some laughs, some tears. Hopefully more laughs than tears. Suplexes. Someone better get suplexed. So, with that, we'll go ahead and sign off. And I'm probably going to put a scene after this, so do stay tuned for that. But we'll see y'all next time. The sacrifice in Red Springs prevented, you begin to descend into the springs. Further and further down a dark, wet chamber until you come across what appears to be an elder man running his fingers through the remains of a stream that seems to be drying up. And he's muttering to himself, the plans, they're all ruined now. Done.
Kira, is this the source of your spring? For the water?
I'm not super sure, but I think that it might be, excuse me. Are you supposed to be... Oh, gosh.
Who are you?
What, yeah, what are you doing down here, bud?
I made this water. I am the greatest healer who's ever been known.
Oh my god, are you... Wait. You?
I am me.
I'm glad we got that far.
I think... Wait, okay. So, I think that you might be, my dad? Maybe?
Say this again.
You... Because you're saying that you made this water?
Yes, it's my water. It's been my water for years.
I sell that water. I sell that water. That's my water.
It's you who've been stealing it.
I haven't been stealing anything.
Of course it's one of my damned children.
Well...
Sorry, we didn't exactly catch your name, so Makes the whole identity thing a little bit wobbly.
I'm trying to remember it myself. The people of this town have called me Old Man of the Spring, but I think at one time I was called Dian Kekt. I think that's it.
Of course, of the Thwatharidana. Yeah, of course. Yeah, gods, again. Great. Yeah, so this is your dad?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. So, like, did you decide randomly to, like, make a human, have special powers? Or, like, I mean, obviously I've learned through the course of all of the weird shit that has happened that, the water that I sell, which I thought was just, like, very good, nutrient-rich water, is apparently more substantial than that, and I think it is because of whatever you're doing, maybe. Did you happen to arrange that intentionally, or was that just something that happened on its own? Because I would really like to know why I am a freak now. Thank you.
I can smell my lineage on you, but I don't remember siring your child.
Sorry. This is very serious.
But this water, and he's kind of running his fingers through the remains of the water. This water here, it nutrients. It's blood. It's the blood of 100 years of sacrifice that gives it its power. You don't think power comes from just nowhere, do you?
I really thought that it did. I'm not gonna lie.
Kira. Look, I'm sorry we've ruined your spring, Dian Kekt. I'm sorry that this didn't work out the way we wanted it to with the weird ritual sacrifice and the festival thing. But I mean, you know, it's just another day, right? You move on. You don't. It's fine, right?
Yeah, you're a god. You can make more, obviously. And I mean, like, nobody told me. Like, I had no idea. Like, this is not my fault.
Honestly.
No! That's not the way it works. This is a contract. You've ruined a contract.
But I didn't know about the contract. I didn't sign any contract. My agent would tell me if I signed a contract.
No, you've ruined my contract with your meddling. So we're going to have to fix it.
Maybe you should have been better about upholding your contracts then. I feel like that's a you problem.
What's gonna happen if we just like don't, right? Like, I mean, we just kind of saw some people about to ritually sacrifice some people and we fixed it.
The water requires blood. That was the deal.
Or it dries up, right?
Precisely.
Why is that a problem? I mean, other than basically your entire industry, Clara.
Yeah, my income. Well, the thing is I am also an influencer. That's a big part of my income. I will say the water is a big part of my income. I do have other sources of income. And if it means that a bunch of people are not being ritually sacrificed in order for me to have a slightly smaller vacation condo, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not fine. It has nothing to do with gold pieces or whatever he's talking about. What it has to do with is the water demands blood.
Well,
that was the deal. If the deal is not fulfilled, something else will be.
What happens if the deal's broken?
Blood?
I take the town.
As in, you take the lives of the people in the town?
Well, I don't think he's saying he's going to become mayor, Kira.
Well, I'm not entirely sure how this whole thing works. So you're saying that if people don't sacrifice themselves, you just take them all as sacrifices?
Well, more precisely, the water will take the town.
Oh, it'll flood?
Well, maybe a bit more like a collapse.
Okay. Well, I mean...
I couldn't predict how it will turn out. I just know the end of it.
I will say, and this sounds absolutely terrible, but grand scheme of things, what if, well, one, we evacuate the town first? I don't think that that's going to work, considering the fact that this stuff is always fucked up. From what we've learned, there's no easy way to go about these things. So one, we could potentially evacuate the town. Should that not work, we leave the people here. And I will just say that if this has been going on for a long time, the amount of people that would die in this one instance is probably a smaller number than the amount of people that will die over time. So, theoretically, we would be doing, we would be saving people's lives. So, like that's...
It's like a train on the track sort of conundrum.
Yeah.
I'm fine with cracking a couple eggs if it means that we're saving,
You haven't been at this long enough to understand these things. They won't leave town. But perhaps if a sacrifice is made, we can correct this now.
But then sacrifices would still have to keep being made, right?
Like, I mean... Right.
Perhaps, but I'm thinking if it's a powerful enough sacrifice, like, say, yourself, since you're the one that screwed all this up, Kira. I take you. I throttle you right over here over the spring and I burn your corpse. That might buy him a lot of time.
Counter offer, Father Dearest, as it seems that you are, and Kira's tone will shift back to the thing that, like, Ro has come to know as the, like Kira's true tone. Will sort of
non-influencer tone.
And yeah, the non-customer service influencer tone. And she'll just say, listen. You are by far stronger than both of us. We realize this. If you were to die to feed these waters, they would probably be infinitely... they would be continuous. And then your legacy could live on through me. Your power would be much better at feeding these streams than my power. And obviously you're not doing very much right now other than hanging out here. So perhaps you should be the one to die and let your progeny do the rest of the work because you don't know what you're doing.
I'm the one that made the contract.
So if you die, the contract's broken, so then the villagers, or the people wouldn't have to die if you were to die.
I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to talk yourself out of this, like a coward.
I'm trying to talk myself out of this exactly like you would.
The kings of our ancient people would often, especially if they had failed as spectacularly as you, well, they would allow themselves to be killed. So I think that that's what we're going to do.
I don't think he has control of the springs. I think if he dies, they'd take over the town anyway.
Aye, some wisdom finally.
Don't call me wise. I'm just done. You can't have Kira. You can't have any of my other friends powerful as they are. Yes, they're my friends. Take me. I'm powerful enough.
Bro, don't. You don't need to be the fallout for this.
Maybe I'll power the spring long enough that we don't have to worry about sacrifices for at least the rest of your lifetime. I don't have a reason to be here. The least I can do is make sure that you all make it out alive.
Yeah, that might be an option. I can smell the fate on you. I think you're one of their children. Well, that would be... Well, it's better to ask, might be better to ask the Morrigan for permission. Well, no, I think it's better to ask for forgiveness. Permission.
Kira, tell everyone I'm sorry.
Bro.
Go back to Blair, go back to everyone. And visit Willow, the tree. I know she's a tree now, but visit her for me. We messed this one up. Kira, we messed this one up. We didn't mean to. We thought we were doing the right thing. In fact, objectively we were, right? Usually you see a ritual sacrifice, you stop it. That's regarded as good. But there's this whole being Scions thing and this whole greater good thing, and I don't know if we've really wrapped our heads around it yet, and you'll have a chance to, but I can't watch you all sacrifice yourselves or die or go like Willow, and so maybe that makes it selfish of me that I'm just throwing myself at the first thing that needs to go, but I've made up my mind.
All right, then. Let's get this done.
And
he will...
Kira will... Oh, before that, just really quick, Kira will, like, reach out a hand, and just, like, pull Ro in for, like, a sort of, embrace. And, in their hand, when they, like, do that, will be a bottle of their water. And we'll, tap, tap. And just say, as they're holding close, just say, this isn't over. No matter what, we will make this right for you. And I'm really sorry.
Just make it right for everyone. If you can.
I'll do my best for you.
Just consider me and Willow collateral damage. Something bigger's happening. It's your turn to figure it out, because you can.
We'll fix this.
Besides, anywhere's better than here, right?
That's what they always say, huh?
Some people. Don't make it true. See you around.
Yeah.
The day grows short. Let's get on with this. And he'll reach for Ro, and almost like, as he's about to touch them, it'll be like an electric shock, like, ah, damn it all, I can't sacrifice you.
Can't?
I cannot. You're weaving so far into fate that I don't think I can remove you. But there's another way.
Good, because if I'll let fate be a reason I can't follow through on this deal.
Well, It might be worse than death. I remove you from this reality entirely. Put you somewhere else, but you'll still be tied to fate. Like when I throw this rock into this pond, the pond still exists, but there are ripples. You will make this decision, but another will change their decision, and you may remember nothing, but it'll be up to you to fix whatever you change. Can you live with that?
Yeah. You're telling me I get the chance to start again. Why wouldn't I take it?
All right, then. Then I ask that you just leap into this water here.
Yeah, I can do that. And Ro looks at the bottle and smiles, sets it down and just over their shoulder and jumps in.
Good luck to you. Maybe we'll see you on the other side.